Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Have Some Fun. We are on part 3 of our journey, and I know I'm a little late uploading this because we took a short trip to Orlando for my sister. I wanted to show her Universal and SeaWorld and all that good stuff. But now we're going to talk about Lizzy's wedding today, as well as the birth of my granddaughter and a devastating fire I nearly escaped with my life from. So this is Lizzy's wedding, and it was beautiful. The lighting in the church, the beautiful reception she had. As you can see, she picked burgundy and cream as her wedding colors, and they just look so beautiful on everyone coming down the aisle. Here comes the ring bearer, which is her husband's brother, and Daniel with little Michael smiling all the way. He lost his bow tie to his little tux. That was so sad. But here come the flower girls, just throwing flowers down the aisle, and her stepdaughter is being held by a friend of hers, walking her down the aisle because she was scared to go by herself. Here come Lizzy and David. Her brother David gave her away, and it was just so sweet. I was standing there filming, and I was bawling like a baby watching her come down that aisle. Lizzy looked so beautiful that day. She has come a long way in her life, and I have never been more proud of her. Her husband really loves her a lot. They've had their difficulties, of course, as every couple does, but they have been trying their best to get through them. I handmade every centerpiece for the reception, and I helped decorate and get everything ready. It was so much fun. Of course, I kept the baby while they went on their little short honeymoon. I bought these little bags for the kids. I had coloring books and stuff talking about the wedding. The reception was wonderful. It was catered by Olive Garden. And of course, we all had little bubbles to blow as they took off. And it was just so beautiful. The lights, the dancing, the music, everything was absolutely perfect. This was so sweet. Her family dancing together with the two children. And of course, little Riley came along later, and this Lizzy dancing with her brothers in place of the father-daughter dance, because she didn't have a father there to give her away. But her brothers definitely assumed the role, and they did wonderful for her. It was just a beautiful day and a beautiful wedding, and I couldn't have came off more perfect than what it did. Like I said, the lighting, the DJ was amazing. Everything was just beautiful and perfect. And the photographer did an amazing job on the wedding photos. As you see, Mike with his groomsmen, Lizzy with her bridesmaids. And it was just so amazing. Everyone looked so beautiful. And I was just so proud of her that day. And that's Lizzy with her stepdaughter, Harper. And that's was the Ashbys. So it was so exciting and fun, and Lizzy's married now, and of course now she gave me, finally I got my way with little Riley. I got my granddaughter, and she looks just like me and Lizzy. She is like our mini-me. Lizzy's my mini-me, she's Lizzy's mini-me. Both of them look just like me. We have strong girl genes. Of course, there's proud daddy Mike feeding her. Oh, she was just so beautiful. Riley, I was so excited. I was never more excited. Now, she was born in the COVID era, so she's a COVID baby. And she was like, super quarantined for a long time. And this is her growing through her first year. Look how cute. They're just growing and developing. And this is her first birthday, and she just looked so darling on her first birthday. Lizzy got her a cake with a doll in it like I did for Lizzy's first birthday. So tradition, kind of followed on, and It was amazing. So now I had a beautiful wedding, beautiful grandchild born. Things couldn't be better. Until a devastating tragedy happened with my son, which brought me back to Indiana because I wanted to be near him and be there for him in any way possible. He really needed me, so I had to move from Parkersburg, which was so hard leaving Lizzy and the children there. But you know, when your son needs you, you go. And I did. I left. My sister welcomed me home with open arms, and I was so grateful. I wanted to repay her, so I talked with her and her boyfriend Kelly, who is amazing, and I asked if I could redo their home, and they let me. So here's what it looked like before. As you can see, we've got the living room, my bedroom, the dining room, and we turned it into a movie theater and arcade. It looked so awesome when it was done. Oh, it was exciting. I really enjoyed doing this. They enjoyed it, of course. We got a hot dog maker, a cotton candy machine, a popcorn machine. We bought the popcorn salt and, of course, the movie theater butter that they have. And we got a little refrigerator, and we filled it with drinks underneath the table where the cotton candy maker and the hot dog machine was, and it was just awesome. We loved it. The kids loved coming over and playing games. It was just amazing. We've had quite a year. So we move into Christmas time, and it was amazing. We had so much fun. There was a contest for the best, most decorated balcony in the apartments. So, of course, I went all out like the Griswolds. I just took pictures of what it looked like, and I changed things up, and here is the final result. Check this out.
We got a tree out here, and we're lit up like the Griswolds. There's a contest for the most festive lights, and they have the lights lining the couch. Open the door, and then when you close the door, you have Happy Holidays on the door, and it kind of just frames the door like that. And then, of course, we have Santa Claus and Carmen, and we have little Christmas pillows on our couch outside. All that work, and we won a $50 second prize. And you know who won first place? Someone who just bought one of those little globe things like I have over by my tree here, you see? And that's all they had on their patio. They had 2 stockings hanging up and a little globe thing like that, and they won first prize. And I had all those lights up and everything and all kinds of stuff, and we won second. Can you believe that? We were shocked by that, actually, because we should have got first prize. We had the most festive balcony without question, because I drove around and checked the competition out, and I couldn't believe all they had was that little globe thing, and they won first prize. I was like, no freaking way. It must have been somebody in the office that they knew. But anyway, we had a great Christmas. As you can see, the kids got lots of presents. We got lots of presents. It was so much fun. We actually had custody of our nephew Brandon at the time. Child Protective Services called us up and asked us if we would take guardianship of him for a while, and we did. My sister and I had to go through some, background checks and stuff like that, and once we passed all that, we got custody of my 17-year-old nephew, and we had him until he turned 18, and that was nice having him in our lives and helping him get his life straight, and now he's doing good. So that was great. And So we finished Christmas up with a wonderful meal. I stocked the cabinets full of food, and I bought some cool stuff to organize the pantry, as you can see. And then I made an amazing dinner, and Kathy made her famous cranberry sauce, which was so good. And then we decided it was time to go spend the holiday with Lizzy. But we ran into a few bumps in the road. Check it out. Yeah, it's recording.
Yep, Lizzy, we're gonna come tomorrow when the roads are cleared off, because what they got cleared off is now being recovered with more snow.
It is terrible out here.
It's so bad. Like, oh my god, the highways are really, really bad.
We can't even take the highway home because the highway's back to back.
It's backed up because of all the accidents.
Yeah. But we will see you very soon, okay?
We're coming. It's just going to be a day later. Love you.
Love you. Okay, so we are driving down the road, just like we said. We left the next day. And of course, it's snowy, it's, nasty out. And we start hearing this roll bang, roll bang, the roll bang. So we went over to an auto parts shop, Walmart, off the highway in Ohio. So we're like far from home at this point. And he tells us that our tire is so bad we need to go to a tire shop. We go over to the tire shop, and the tire shop tells us that the tire was literally ready to fall off the Jeep. Like, we had switched vehicles with my mom because we wanted to drive something a little bit more roadworthy. This is before I had bought my Jeep. So, we're thinking we're all good. She had just had the tires balanced and, put back on and aired up, and everything was good with her tires. So we thought, well, the person who put her right rear passenger tire on didn't tighten the lug nuts. So we were literally, like, our life was at total risk. We could have had a horrible accident going 70 miles an hour down the highway with this tire about ready to fall off. So it caused, as you can see, some extensive damage. And the guy at the tire shop said my mom definitely needed to sue whoever it was for the price of the repair, because it was their fault. They should have tightened those lug nuts up. And that's why we got stuck in Ohio for 2 days and had a further delay. So we didn't get to Lizzy for 3 or 4 days. I think it was 4 days in total. We got delayed a day, and then we spent 3 days in Ohio, and we got to Lizzy that night. And so yeah, it was pretty crazy, That's where our bad luck began, and I'll tell you where it ended coming up right here in the next segment after we talk about Christmas. So we make it to Lizzy, and we have an amazing time. My grandbaby literally saw me, and he took off running. He ran and jumped in my arms. First he stood there and he ran in place, and then he took off running and he jumped in my arms and gave me this big old hug, as you see right here. I mean, he held me for probably a good 5 minutes. He stayed there, right there in my arms. He was so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see him. So let's take a look at some present opening and a little bit of the fun we had there in West Virginia with Lizzy and the babies. Let's check it out.
Riley's just so contented.
Yeah.
Here, keep going.
You doing okay there, Harper? Ooh. What did you get?
Oh my goodness, you got so sweet.
What'd he bring you?
Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
What did you get? Oh, wow. I like that. He got you all the ones.
You got all the characters.
don't feel ears.
Michael? Huh?
See that one? There's that one box. Oh, that.
Oh, is that the yellow?
Yeah, that's her. Her for that story too. What is it? Oh, Toy Story Play-Doh.
Now we don't have no Play-Doh.
That one's yours too. Oh, and you get Elmo movie. That's the Christmas one. That one right there. That's
What's
yours.
that, buddy?
Just open the box. Oh, there's another one. LOL face mask. Awesome. You have the
Yeah, you
coolest
love
face
face
mask.
masks, too.
You have the coolest one around. You and do that.
He's like, I'm that guy.
He's got one.
Oh, this is the special one, Lizzy. There's Michael's stuff. Well, after a fun morning of opening presents, we sat the two bigger kids down to have a little bit of breakfast, gave Riley a bottle, and towards the end of the night, she was really tired and super fussy. So here's a little bit of video of Riley before bed. Ah, you talking, Grandma? Oh, Bobby, you're hurting it, Bobby. You in what?
He's trying to clean it.
Hey. Oh. Oh. Oh, he was scaring you. Yeah, Bubba was scaring you. Oh, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Oh. Oh. You talking, Grandma? We was. Oh. So, Lizzy set up a comfy blow-up bed for us to sleep in, and it was so nice. She knows what her mama likes. It was so nice and cozy. And then we decided to just, next morning we got up and we made it home safely without any incident. Well, in 2021 came with the new year, and everything kind of went back to business as usual. We decided to take down all of the decorations and get our house looking nice and clean and, you know, looking good, getting things set back up, getting the year started. You know, so we're cleaning the living room, the kitchen, all, you know, the arcade room, because we have 2 new arcades coming in. We have the Legends Ultimate Citizens, oh, and Ms. Pac-Man coming in. So we have 3 on order that we're going to be coming in, so we're getting that set up and ready to go. So everything was looking good. You know, we took a little recording what our lights look like on our furniture and stuff. Looks pretty cool. And then here comes the 30th of January. Kathy and I, we wake up that morning. We needed to go take care of some business. Our cell phones were acting up, so we decided to go get new ones, and we're cell phone shopping. Then we decided to go to the grocery store, and I was getting ready to have surgery on my back that Monday, so I thought, hey, let's have a really nice meal, you know, like one last meal. So we went to Texas Roadhouse and ate good, and then we came home and went to sleep. It's like probably we were gone all day. We didn't get home till around 2 o'clock. And then after we ate and watched a TV show, we fell asleep probably about 3:30. Now, all this time, we didn't know anything was going on. Everything was good. And, you know, I'm comfy in my bed, falling asleep. Well, I wake up because I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm sitting there, going to the bathroom, and honestly, I'm falling asleep on the toilet. I'm so tired, sitting there kind of half falling asleep on the toilet. And then I heard a sound, and it sounded like glass breaking. And I was like, that's weird. So I yelled out for my sister, Kathy, are you in the kitchen breaking shit? and she didn't answer me. And I thought that was weird because if she breaks something, she's usually cursing and stuff, and God dang it, that kind of stuff. And I didn't hear anything. I just heard silence. So I washed my hands and I decided to go investigate. I walked into the kitchen and I looked on the floor. There's no broken glass. I thought, okay. So I decided to go check on my sister in her room in case she broke something in there. And I looked, and Kathy and her boyfriend were sound asleep. And I thought, okay. So I decided to go to the living room, and to my horror, this is what I saw, and I recreated it in this photo for you. I saw fire coming through the upper left-hand corner of my patio door, and it was coming for us, coming into the house. And within just a couple more seconds, I saw it spread to like almost the whole door. So I took off, running in to get my sister because I remembered the Christmas lights out there. Now they were unplugged. We had got all the Christmas decorations cleaned up from inside the house. We just hadn't taken them down outside yet. And they were all unplugged though, but I thought, man, that fire's gonna, spread fast because it's gonna, go up all those lights, and I'm like, oh God, this is bad. And our smoke detector hadn't even gone off, which was like really strange because we're on fire and my smoke detector's not even telling me. So I ran to tell my sister that the apartment was on fire. She needed to wake up. And she sat up and just looked at me weird because she didn't hear a smoke alarm. She's like, what? The apartment's on fire? I said, Kathy, get up now, And then while I was telling her, the back door, since it was on fire, it wound up opening, and a gust of wind came in, and that was very bad because the wind brought hell of fire right into our living room, and it filled up with smoke super fast, and then our smoke alarm went off. So we had no time at all to even get dressed, to grab our purse, phones, keys, shoes, nothing. We were in trouble, and we were just about trapped because the living room is on fire and we need to get out that front door. So, and it is smoke. I mean, smoke so thick you can't even see through it. And we couldn't find Kelly. Kelly got up, and I don't know what he was doing, but my sister and I could not find him in the apartment. We kept looking everywhere, and we were yelling for him. And what he had done is he went and grabbed his computer and was trying to hide it somewhere, hoping the fire wouldn't get it, which was just dumb. So anyways, he was trying to hide this computer, and we couldn't find him through the smoke. And we both, actually all three of us, wound up taking in quite a bit of smoke. We breathed in lots of smoke. And then even after we got outside, we were still breathing in smoke. And so all we did, we were outside. It's January 30th. Snow on the ground. There's water like covering my whole feet up from the fire trucks. So I'm standing in freezing cold water, watching them try and save our apartment building. And there was just no saving it. So the next things you're about to see is actual footage of our apartment fire, and this may be disturbing to some viewers. So you might want to think about whether or not you want to go forward in the video from here if you have any kind of things that trigger you. Alright, so now this is my apartment, and it's circled there, and it's on fire, and it's my balcony is what caught fire. And like I said, we were sound asleep. We had no idea it was on fire because the smoke alarm didn't go off. And here's the fire department in the front, and you see my van right there. We were inside the van because after we were standing outside in all that water, see all that water on the ground? standing out there, we had nowhere to go. So we just got into the van because we had no socks, no shoes. We were in really thin nightgowns. Kelly's in his pajama pants and just a t-shirt. He did at least grab his shoes. Me and Kathy, we didn't have time to grab our shoes. Or our purse, cell phone, tablets, anything. We lost all of our new stuff we got that day. And we just didn't have time to grab it. That fire was coming in fast. So there's just, the fire department fighting the fire. They even saved the little kitty cat, which was so sweet. And as you see, drone footage of the firefighters going through the apartments. They're trying to keep track of the firefighters, make sure everybody's safe as they're fighting these fires. And here is my apartment in the back here. And as you see, it's gone. Like my whole apartment. The circle is my bedroom window. And then, of course, there's the balcony. And it was just devastating, the whole thing. And there's a little kitty cat they saved, which was our neighbor's cat from downstairs. We lost absolutely everything we owned, and it was devastating. Here's some video of that day. And this video is just so hard to watch because, it's just our whole life going up in flames. And it was so sad. Just take a look. As you can see, this was a very devastating fire. It consumed everything we owned. We lost it all. The trustee's office put us in a hotel room for around 12 days. And the American Red Cross did give us $500 between 3 people to buy some personal items. And that's all the support we got from our community. The fire department had to actually call the apartment complex to let them know that the cause of the fire was undetermined, that it looked more like someone might have been smoking upstairs and dropped a cigarette down onto our balcony, or there could have been a spark from the air conditioning unit that set up that, lit the decorations that were out there on fire. Either way, it was accidental. We did suffer from COPD, and my sister and I both have that, and we suffered from severe smoke inhalation on top of that. And then her boyfriend also had severe smoke inhalation. We were blowing out soot. Every time we blow our nose, it would be this black soot coming out for days. It was awful. And we were so sick from the smoke inhalation. We were put on oxygen temporarily. My sister's on oxygen anyway all the time. So, she just had to go up in her liters. I was put on 2 liters of oxygen, and now I just need it for when I sleep at night. But this was a horrible, horrible incident. We got very little support from the community. We've been rebuilding very slowly on our own. It's been a little bit over a year since it happened, and I'm telling you, we're still rebuilding. There's still so many things we don't have, because when you're replacing an entire household worth of stuff, that takes time. And especially when, when the fire happened, obviously no one was working because I work from home and I know where to work from. So yeah, it was pretty intense. So we got lots of donations here and there from various people, and we still accept donations through PayPal for anyone who wants to help support us or support the channel or support us in helping to replace our things. We did not have renter's insurance, but we do have it now. We learned our lesson big time. So I want to thank you all for watching, and that's where I've been for the last little bit. This is why I haven't been on YouTube. In the next video, we're going to talk about the focus of Let's Have Some Fun, where the channel is going to go, some of the great things we have going on, and I look forward to a bright and happy future right here on Let's Have Some Fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, contribute, whatever it is you want to do. We are so appreciative of it. Thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day. See you next time.